Hey, third grade families, this is Miss Falone. It is Wednesday, November 4th, the first day of our NTI. By this point, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I have tried to reach out to all 24 of my families, and luckily I've been able to speak to most of you regarding what the next couple days are going to look like. First off, all students have work packets to be completing while we are away. B group was here with us on Friday and they brought home their work packet in a yellow folder. A group has their packets at school in teal folders, and we've already discussed with you all how we're going to get them to you. Some of you got them delivered, some of you came to pick them up. So hopefully by now you have your work or a plan to pick that up. Before we talk about anything else, this slide is about how to get in contact with us because it is a little bit crazy. You can email me. My email address is here. Miss Signorino is our co-teacher. She teaches with me all day long. Her email address is there also. You can call or text my Google Voice phone number on the screen. If you have an absolute emergency and you can't get through to me, you can call Woodland's main office. We are through NTI, so our schedule looks a little bit different. The school hours that I'll be in the building are from 8 to 2, and I'll also have one office hour in the afternoon to get in contact with those who need it from 6 to 7 p.m. Ms. Signorino's office hour is not on here. I believe it's 5 to 6. All of our work will be available through Google Classroom, and you all and students can contact me as well. When you click on an activity, there's a box on the bottom that says private comments. You can type a message in there and a message will be sent to us. Starting tomorrow, Thursday the 5th, we're going to be having 4 very short, less than 15-minute Google Meets to go over procedures and take attendance and make sure that the kids are all right. The link is here on this slide. It's really long, so I don't want you to type it in. It will be at the very top of our Google Classroom, and I will also send it out each morning in a class tag message. Our first meeting is at 8:15 for a morning meeting. I'm going to have the kids come on and we're going to talk about procedures. We're going to talk about scheduling. I'm going to show them the next slides I'm about to show you about what NTI looks like and how to not be afraid and how we'll be together again soon. The next meeting will be right at 8:45, so they're going to be able to be with me for morning meeting, hop off and get a snack, go to the restroom, take care of their business, come back at 8:45. For about 15 minutes, we'll talk about the reading activities that they have to complete, and then some other activities that they'll be completing during the reading hour block. They'll come back for another Google Meet at 10 a.m. We're going to do the same for math. We'll talk about the math expectations, look at some resources that are available to them, and give them some things to take care of. Then they have a break. There'll be activities to do during that break, but I'd like to see them again for our 4th Google Meet at 1:30. For Thursday and Friday, it's going to be more of an afternoon meeting, a pulse check. How are you doing? And it gets them in that routine. If something crazy happens and we have to continue NTI for longer, I don't know that, but 1:30 will be our enrichment time where we get to work with groups that are smaller and take care of some of their needs. So we'll get them in the routine now of meeting at 1:30. 8:15, 8:45, 10 o'clock, and 1:30 are the 4 Google Meet times. The link is the same for all of them. During morning meeting, I'll have an agenda for them, and the purpose of this video today, we're going to talk about how to, this new NTI. The students are going to have fun because they get to, groups A and B will come together. They get to see who's actually in their class, and we'll talk about some expectations for Google Meets. During our morning meeting, I'll also give them a question. They'll have to type their response in the chat box on the Google Meet, and it'll be something really quick like, what's your favorite color? Help us build that community, and then it gives me that written record of attendance so I can make sure that your students get participation credit for the days that we are meeting online. So what is this NTI? NTI is learning at home to keep you safe. The governor and the superintendent and our law governor officials, they work together to keep us safe. And our COVID cases are on the rise, unfortunately. So the decision was made to work from home and to go to school from home digitally. So this should be short term. The data comes out for the superintendent to make the decision every Thursday afternoon, and they make that decision on Thursdays for the following week. So we should know tomorrow what next week looks like. If we are back in person, you'll get that message and we'll see our kids on Monday and Tuesday. If our numbers don't change and we have to continue NTI, we'll have more further information for you. NTI is not like how it was in second grade. At the end of your second grade year, we did not have a lot of information to give you a good consistent schedule. That's something parents really wanted, a schedule like the regular school day. So we're going to have that with our Google Meets, and we're going to have some good activities to continue your learning. And NTI is not like OLA. Some students have come back to my class from being at OLA where they had a very structured online for many hours of the day doing work like a regular school day, and it doesn't look like that. We're going to be kind of in the middle. We're going to be working online and taking some breaks and meeting your needs. NTI is a way that groups A and B can synergize. An example that I was sharing with a teacher this morning, I have two students that are both in my class, one's A and one's B, and they go to the same daycare, and they have no idea that they're in the same class. So being able to have A and B together is going to be a fun way to build some community and to make some connections so they don't feel so isolated while they're learning at home. Most importantly, NTI is temporary. We will see your kiddos soon. We'll get back into routine soon, and this is just going to be quick. What do we do for NTI? Step 1, take a relax. It's going to be okay. I am here for you to help. For this week, our work is in those paper packets in the folders. Group A is teal and Group B is yellow, simply because I didn't have enough folders of the same color. The work is also available on Google Classroom. In your work packet for today, for example, they have a passage to read for reading about cheetahs. And on the Google Classroom, the activity for reading with today's date is about cheetahs. It's 2 different passages due to the format that we were able to give that work to you, but it's the same skill, it's the same strategies. It's comparable work. If you are working on Google Classroom, submit that work. And if you're working in the paper packet, complete it. Snap a picture to me if you would, so I have your participation. Keep in your backpacks. Also, I can read your mind and your students' minds. I can't log in. What do I do? Jump on a Chromebook, log in with your email address, go to a computer, a tablet, a device, go to Google, and log into Google with your email address. Your email address is in the format of firstname.lastname at stu4student.hardin.kyschools.us. All students have this on a sticker on the cover of their work packet with their lunch number as their password. If you really cannot get in, send me a message through ClassTag or Google Voice, and we will get you taken care of. So what do? Number 1, complete your daily worksheets from your packets. Take a picture of your work and send it to me on ClassTag, preferably, or Google Voice. If you complete it on Google Classroom, press the Turn In button on the right, because when you go to Google Classroom, our activities are in Google Forms, and you complete the form and it submits, but make sure you press Turn It In so I can get your work. Step 4, because it's important for our organization, put your work back in your folder, put your folder back in your backpack. When we meet together in person, we're going to be collecting those folders, getting that work taken care of and graded, and you need to have your things organized. And then step 5, finish your school day by using those take-home resources. You have 2 different choice boards. You have 5 different math games. You have copies of print books that I've sent home and a wealth of resources on Google Classroom. Go to the stream and read those directions. You can also take time to just unplug and take a breath. It's a weird time. It's a weird schedule, but find that balance for you and your family. Tips for students for Google Meets. I have 24 students, so it's probably easiest with our network connections and your network connections and your safety to be muted with your cameras off. There will be times where we can have our cameras on and we can visit, and times you can unmute and they can talk to me. But when you first log in, probably easiest to do that. Use the chat for comments and questions instead of just blurting out with your microphone, because it will set the video back. You may need to use a headset or find a good quiet location to get your work done, whatever you need to be successful. Okay, so this is an example of what our work will look like. So if we had a Google Meet today and had reading class today, we would meet at 8:45, and I would keep the students online until about 9 o'clock, and we would talk about what's in our reading packet and what Google Classroom looks like and how to complete our work. So today's activity was about cheetahs. And then with the remaining 45 minutes, they have choices to choose. So one is 3 activities from your content choice board. In your paper packet, there's a choice board that says content on top. It's about science, social studies, and writing. Then they have a computer option. Lexia is a reading program that we use, and Edgenuity is another program that we use. These programs are leveled to your students' test scores, and they are individualized to their learning. And then the last one is always a good one. My bar's in the way, you can't see it. Setting a timer for maybe 15, 20 minutes to just read for fun, to read for meaning. Our students will be better readers if they have the opportunity to practice. So our reading block normally in the classroom is from 8:45 to 9:45, so we'd want to maintain that same time. Here's a sample math slide. The same procedures would apply. There would be a Google Meet 10 to maybe 10:10 or 10:15 to go over the math target and talk about expectations, and then completing the packet activity or the Google form activity about arrays. We're talking about multiplication this week. Then they have 40 minutes to do their 3 other activities. Some choices, playing a math game from your packet. You have 5 different ones. We've also sent home 2 dice and a deck of cards for you to have materials. Reflex math and Edgenuity math are 2 more leveled activities that your students can work on their levels. And then we sent home fact triangles about 2 weeks ago to practice math facts and their fluency. The bulk of your day looks like a lot of downtime, but that builds in some time for us as teachers to have meetings and get materials ready for you all and answer the phone calls and the questions that you have. 11 to 12:20, this is normally our lunch in our lifetime on our regular schedule, so take some time for lunch and some free time. From 12:30 to 1:30, this is our special area time when we would normally have computers, art, music, or PE. And the last sheet of your paper packet is the Related Arts Choice Board. If you access where the NTI plans are on the Google Classroom, there's a digital copy of that. And from 1:30 to 2, they have an off days choice board. This is a choice board that they always use during their days that they're not here in school to complete a tic-tac-toe of things on their level, things that they need. For Thursday and Friday, we're going to have a Google Meet at 1:30 just to touch base and to get us into the routine of checking in for our specific needs for our special groups at 1:30. At 2 o'clock, that's the end of our school day, and you are free to go. And that's the end of our school day. So tomorrow and Friday, Thursday the 4th, that's today, Thursday the 5th and Friday the 6th, 4 Google Meets, 8:45, 8:15, 10 o'clock, and 1:30. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about NTI, send me a message. You can contact me many, many different ways, and we are here to help. If you need anything, let us know. Do not hesitate. We want your student to be successful and you to not be as stressed. Hopefully, this is it. This is quick, and we can be back in person pretty soon. If you need something, please let us know, and we will talk with you soon.